Protests throughout campus as students march against President-elect Donald Trump.
New York is in the spotlight as Senate Democrats elect new leadership.
And Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau visited Cuba today. All this and more on Citrus TV News, live at 6.
From the Citrus TV studios, this is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Welcome to Citrus TV News live at 6. I'm Megan Mystery.
And I'm Nick Papantonis. Hundreds of students walking out of class today to protest the president-elect. That's our top story.
The president-elect! We reject the president-elect!
They said hundreds of students, Syracuse University students, walking out of their classes this afternoon to protest Donald Trump. The students organizing against what they say is hateful and intolerant rhetoric used by the president-elect. The event was organized on Facebook and named the National Walkout at SU and ESF Day. It was part of a nationwide collaboration with other college campuses.
More than 300 people checked off that they were participating in the walkout on Facebook. A Citrus TV reporter said it appeared that over 500 students were in attendance when the rally and march took place this afternoon. This is only one of a handful of Trump protests that have taken place on the SU campus since his election last Tuesday.
The snowiest city is helping to advance solar technology. A Syracuse University professor says a new coating he invented will increase the efficiency of solar cells by 5%. Now that increase is enough to power almost all of Syracuse. The resin works by allegedly trapping sunlight. The team says its challenge is scaling the design to fit a solar panel. And the Maxwell School received a massive boost today. Two anonymous alumni donated $2.5 million to the school. The contribution is meant to help grow Maxwell's citizenship program. Chancellor Siverud said in a statement, the gift will help build the school and create more leaders. The donation is being structured as an endowment and is expected to grow over the coming years.
The Whitman School of Management is making headlines again, but this time for a good reason. The Princeton Review revealed their rankings of undergraduate and graduate entrepreneurship programs, and the Whitman School was ranked 13th and 17th, respectively. The rankings were based on a survey that included various topics, including scholarships, percentage of faculty, and students and alumni actively involved in entrepreneurial work. SU's ranking was the second highest in the state of New York for both undergrad and graduate, behind Baruch of CUNY. And Ryan Lawrence was sentenced to 25 years today for his daughter's murder on February 20th. Lawrence won't be considered for parole until he is nearly 50. He pled guilty to killing his 21-month-old child, Maddox, and throwing her into Syracuse's Inner Harbor. County Court Judge Anthony Alloy said Lawrence deserved to spend the rest of his life in prison.
Concerns are rising that college students are misusing stimulants.
Brooke Leslie tells us how three SU professors are looking to combat the problem.
I find that a lot of college students, about 1/3, are either going to or highly likely to misuse a stimulant at some point.
Taylor is part of a new program trying to change the statistic. 3 psychology professors at SU started the program to prevent stimulant misuse.
Our primary aim is to look at if we can develop an intervention that decreases people's risk of using these stimulants over time.
The program will eventually be used during freshman orientation. Taylor says college students often use stimulants to get better grades, but in reality, it's doing just the opposite.
Stimulant misuse is actually associated with worse grades and worse outcomes.
One of the professors who's heading the program, Kevin Anschel, says taking unprescribed stimulants can lead to a number of difficulties.
They're also more likely to misuse marijuana. They're also more likely to procrastinate. They're also more likely to report they're disorganized and inattentive.
The program is designed to help freshmen come up with better ways to help with academic performance.
Things like teaching them procrastination reduction techniques, teaching them effective study habits. So those are the things that we're hoping that if the freshmen are able to learn and incorporate in their first year, then they're going to be less likely to turn to Adderall or Ritalin later.
The program received a $100,000 grant from Shire Pharmaceuticals, who makes Adderall. This is the first time they've given money to a program like this one.
They have funded other studies that have looked at treating individuals that are already misusing Adderall. But that's not the goal of this study. We're attempting to get people so they don't have to rely upon that treatment later.
Anshel hopes to eventually expand from the SU campus. He wants to test what he's developed to see if it leads to a less likelihood of using stimulants.
If the answer to that is yes, it seems to have some help, then the next step would be a study at other colleges. Currently at Syracuse and most colleges, there isn't anything about the misuse of stimulants in your freshman orientation.
For Citrus TV, I'm Brooke Taylor.
Coming up, did the U.S. Senate, quote, drain the swamp and elect new leadership?
And Canada looking to hit the reset switch with Cuba with some high-level diplomacy.
Well, today we saw sunny skies and a little clouds, but still pretty warm for this time of year in the mid-50s. Find out if this nice weather will carry into Thanksgiving break in my full weather forecast coming up.
Want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. It's gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Oh, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet. Oh,
During a speech in Athens, Greece today, President Barack Obama emphasized the importance of democracy.
That the free and fair elections must happen in democracy, so it's only right that people choose their leader.
He also said that although he disagrees with Trump on many topics, it's important to support a smooth transition between powers and that democracy leads to progress.
It allows us to correct for mistakes. Any action by a president or any result of an election or any legislation that has proven flawed can be corrected through the process of democracy.
President-elect Trump is requesting security clearance for his children and his son-in-law, Jared Kushner.
The clearance will allow Kushner to join Trump for his presidential daily briefing.
As you can see on your screen, Trump says the claims aren't true, tweeting that earlier today he's not trying to get top-level security clearance for his children. The rumors come as tensions rise for Trump's transition team. A mayor in West Virginia resigned yesterday after making racist remarks about First Lady Michelle Obama on Facebook.
Beverly Whaling of the town of Clay reposted a Facebook post referring to the First Lady as a, quote, ape in heels.
A petition calling for removing Whaling from office was circulated, receiving more than 170,000 signatures in just a few days.
While Whaling did try to defend her post, she eventually resigned from her position as mayor.
Twitter announcing today they are shutting down 8 alt-right Twitter accounts.
The company says it's an effort to crack down on hate speech.
The account operators are calling the crackdown, quote, corporate Stalinism and censorship. The alt-right movement is a loosely organized group of extremely far-right individuals, including former Breitbart executive chair and top aide to the Trump administration, Steve Bannon.
The movement has a tendency to align with white nationalists.
New leadership in the Senate was chosen today. Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell was reelected to his position as Senate Majority Leader.
And New York Senator Chuck Schumer will replace outgoing Senator Harry Reid as Minority Leader.
Schumer announcing today he is adding Senators Bernie Sanders, Tammy Duckworth, and Joe Manchin to his leadership team, Republicans keeping most of their previous team intact.
Schumer addressed the Senate today minutes after his election, stating that he will work together with the Trump administration while also fighting for Democratic Party ideals.
Ready to stand shoulder to shoulder with Republicans, working with soon-to-be President Trump on issues where we agree. But we will go toe-to-toe against the president-elect whenever our values or the progress we've made is under assault.
Secretary of State John Kerry is urging countries to treat climate change as an immediate threat at a conference in Marrakesh today.
Kerry spoke of the uncertainties of the U.S.'s involvement with the 2015 Paris Agreement under President-elect Trump's leadership.
The Paris Agreement went into effect 4 days before the election this year. During the conference, Kerry spoke of the alarm researchers in Antarctica showed during his visit.
A Syrian regime blitz on the city of Aleppo has left 27 people dead, including 4 children. The bombs hit hospitals, including a children's hospital and the central blood bank in the city.
The director of the children's hospital said he felt 20 barrel bombs strike the facility during the attack. The death toll is expected to rise in the coming days as the wreckage is searched for survivors.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau traveled to Havana, Cuba yesterday evening, making him the first Canadian Prime Minister to visit the island nation in over 40 years.
Cuban President Raul Castro telling Trudeau that they will continue to move at a slow but steady pace to bring the two countries together.
Trudeau also met with students today at the University of Havana to discuss education and soft diplomacy.
11 people are dead and a dozen people injured today after a suicide bombing in Afghanistan. The attack targeting Afghan security vehicle in the capital city of Kabul.
Some civilians were among the casualties. No group has claimed responsibility. The attack comes on the heels of an attack of both U.S. and German military bases last week.
Well, I was outside for most of the day today, and I gotta say, it was gorgeous.
I didn't get to step outside for very long at all, but what I did get to see, I liked. Lindsay Wilson is here with our full weather forecast.
Well, today, as you said, we saw beautiful weather for mid-November. Temperatures in the mid-50s, still around 55 degrees currently. We saw partially cloudy skies, but mostly sunny throughout the day. Not a lot of precipitation, not a lot of wind. Pretty beautiful day for November. Now, as we take a closer look at temperatures in our region, we can see that most are pretty consistent with where we are today. As we get a little closer to western New York, temperatures are dropping into the high 40s, but again, not too cold for this time of year. And as we look at this side, we can see that although temperatures are in the low 50s, but again, pretty consistent. Syracuse was one of the warmer with around 55 degrees. Now, as we take a closer look at the Doppler radar for the next 24 hours, this is where it gets a little interesting. Although you see a little precipitation cross by the Syracuse region, it won't exactly hit Syracuse, which is great, but again, it will mean humidity will be going up for the next 24 hours. So we might see a little scattered showers, but for the most part, it should be pretty clear over the next 24 hours. Now, as we take a look at tonight's forecast, tonight temperatures will be dropping into around 47 degrees, high 40s. Wind will be pretty mild. Humidity, as I said before, will be pretty high because of the precipitation patterns around Syracuse at around 90%. And we do have a 25% chance of precipitation, but hopefully we won't see any of those showers this evening. Now, as we look at tomorrow's forecast, tomorrow's high will be around 47 degrees, so a little chillier than it was today. But again, pretty clear skies, sunny, partially cloudy. There will only be a 5% chance of rain throughout the day, so it should be a pretty nice day with not too many clouds. And humidity, again, 84% chance of rain, going off the residual regional precipitation from yesterday. As we look at Thursday Daily Planner, when we wake up tomorrow, it's going to be around 46 degrees. So don't forget, it's going to be just a light jacket. It's going to be pretty nice out. Tomorrow around noon, it's going to be around 50 degrees. And then at 6 p.m., temperatures are going to drop back down to 46 degrees, but are still going to be a very nice day. Now, as we take a closer look at the temperatures for the next 7 days, this is where it gets a little interesting. Temperatures are actually going to be on the rise this weekend as a lot of people head home for Thanksgiving break on the SU campus. Temperatures even reaching the mid-60s on Friday and Saturday, but then unfortunately temperatures are going to drop. Temperatures are going to drop into the low 40s, high 30s as we head into early next week, and there's even signs of snow potentially for Turkey Day. So I'll keep you up on the loop on that, but for right now it's definitely going to start to drop temperature-wise early next week. Now as we look at our 5-day forecast just a little closer, we can see that tomorrow again it's going to be sunny, not too bad for the most part, not a lot of rain in the forecast. Friday again going to be a beautiful day, temperatures are on the rise, going to be around 65 degrees as the high. Saturday is going to be beautiful as well, 64 degrees, but unfortunately we might start to see scattered showers later in the afternoon, so make sure to plan your weekend plans accordingly. And on Sunday again we're going to see a little bit rain, temperatures will drop back down to 40, and on Monday there's a little chance of ice, snow, rain combo, but hopefully it's not going to be too bad, it's only a 30% chance.
And unfortunately I'm not taking off till Monday, so I might be stuck in that. Now it's a little hard to predict this far in advance, but do we have any idea what the weather's going to look like coming back after break?
As going with the trends that we're seeing, temperatures is going to be dropping as we get closer to the end of next week around Thanksgiving. Hopefully it'll mellow out, not too bad condition-wise for the next weekend, but it's a little too soon to tell precipitation-wise.
All right, thank you, Lindsay. Coming up, wildfires in the Georgia mountains lead to health concerns for local citizens.
And United is taking on new fees. What that means for consumers in 90 seconds.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, babe.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Voters in Denver approved a law last week that will allow people to smoke marijuana at dinner or while at a bar. Smoking will not be allowed inside, and restaurants will need the permission of their neighbors. The law is the first approved in the nation that allows smoking at restaurants and bars. California, Nevada, and Massachusetts also legalized marijuana for all adults last week.
Residents of Georgia, the state of Georgia, are developing health problems from wildfires burning in the North Georgia mountains. Doctors are receiving patients with upper respiratory issues. They say anyone with asthma and allergies should be careful and use recirculated air in their cars. The wildfires were 30% contained as of this morning.
Flyers beware a new policy from United Airlines. They announced it today that they will place fees on overhead luggage. The company stated that they're restricting customers to only one piece of carry-on luggage. Any extra bags will cost extra. They're also increasing their checked bag fees and preventing those who purchase low-price tickets from choosing their seats until they arrive at the airport, which means families could become separated on flights.
Univision Communications announcing they will lay off up to 250 workers today. Univision's news chief saying the layoff is in response to difficult times. The company has been plagued with millions of dollars in losses over the last quarters. Univision bought Manhattan media company Gawker last summer to improve its appeal with millennials. And 3 buildings in New York City are being rebranded in the wake of the election. 600 residents living in the Trump Place apartment complex on the Upper West Side have signed a petition requesting a name change to the building. They first asked for this when the Access Hollywood bus tapes were released. The changes involve removing the name from the building as well as replacing the doormats and uniforms of the staff.
Coming up in sports, Syracuse men's basketball season is back in full swing. SU football is hoping for another upset, and we'll take a look around the New York sports world. All that and more coming up on Citrus TV News, live at 6.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed.
I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close. I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it.
I just want my family to be safe.
But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Syracuse men's basketball is known for playing relative cupcakes to start off its season. While the Kansases and Kentuckys and other ranked teams are playing each other in big season tip-off tournaments, the Orange's opponents aren't exactly making national headlines. Syracuse hosted Holy Cross last night here at the Dome, and the Orange were such heavy favorites, Vegas odds makers didn't even put a betting line on the game. Syracuse defeated their first opponent, Colgate, by 28 points. But that was nothing compared to what the Crusaders would get last night. First off, Tyler Roberson making a shot here from the top of the key. Now it's Andrew White III deep from 3. He led the team with 19 points. Now John Gillen, the grad transfer from Colorado State, he gets a three-pointer of his own, putting the moves on a defender, stepping back and hitting one from the corner. But the threes, they would just continue to roll in for Syracuse. Now Tyler Lydon, he gets the pass here from Howard, puts one up on his own. He went 2 for 3 from behind the line. He makes that one there. Now Torian Thompson, he gets a pass inside. Nobody around him, slams home a dunk. He had 10 points in this one. And then Frank Howard, he's going to trot down the court here, puts the moves on his own defender, puts it up and puts it in. He had a career high 7-point game. Players going to the locker room here. They won this one 90-46. Syracuse football's upset win against Virginia Tech was exactly a month ago now, and since that win, the Orange have dropped 2 straight to Clemson and most recently NC State. The tough reality is that the Orange needs to pull off 2 unlikely wins against great opponents in order to make up to a bowl game. First up, Florida State. The Noles ironically have the same ranking this week as the Hokies did when they lost to Syracuse in the Dome. Maybe there's reason to believe they can pull off another upset.
Had an opportunity to make their season better than the season that they've had before that, and I take great pride in that. I can still remember meeting the seniors for the very first time in this room and telling them it was going to be different and that they need to have faith and that we were going to do some great things. I think that we've occasionally done some great things, but we've consistently haven't been good enough. And it would be really cool to finish off these last 2 games with 2 solid, consistent performances with an opportunity to maybe play a third for that senior group. I think they deserve it. I believe they've been under 3 head football coaches, which is difficult for any young man in that age group from 18 to 22. And sometimes I know life's not fair, but I really hope that it's fair for these guys because I think they're a special group. They're a small group that's on the football field, but I think they're special.
Syracuse women's basketball is sitting on a 2-0 record for the 2016 season, but they just made a major announcement for next year. The Orange is heading to St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands for the 2017 Paradise Jam. Syracuse joins Vanderbilt, Virginia Tech, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and 4 others in the Caribbean. The Cuse women played in the same tournament 3 years ago when they defeated Texas, Memphis, and Texas A&M to win the tournament title. Most importantly right now, though, is this season, and Syracuse continues its journey Friday night against Stony Brook on Long Island. And finally, to the NBA, the Knicks season started with hope and excitement, and that exactly hasn't panned out. New York holds a 4-6 record in its first 10 games of the year, and they take on the Pistons tonight. Detroit is in contention for a playoff spot, but are a miserable 1-5 on the road this season. Their star Andre Drummond may be out of the game with an ankle injury, an advantage for Knicks big man Kristaps Porzingis. Tip is at 7:30 p.m. Nick and Megan, back to you guys.
Thanks, Connor. We'll be back with more weather after the break.
Don't go away.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
All right, Lindsay, tomorrow is my day to get to spend a lot of time outside. What kind of weather should I expect?
It'll be a little chillier than it was today. High is going to be in the low 50s as opposed to the mid 50s, but it should be pretty filled with sunshine, so hopefully it'll be a pretty nice day tomorrow.
All right, thank you, Lindsay. Well, the Oxford Dictionary has released its word of the year for 2016, and it's post-truth.
That's an adjective defined as, quote, relating to or denoting circumstances in which objective facts are less influential in shaping public opinion than appeals to emotion and personal belief, or, as I like to say, following your heart and not your head.
Wow, that is a mouthful. The word comes in the wake of Brexit and the presidential elections, where politicians were constantly fact-checked by the media.
And I would have to say that's a good word of the year.
It is. That's a great word. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you for tuning in to Citrus TV Live at 6. I'm Megan Mystery.
And I'm Nick Papantonis. Be sure to follow us on CitrusTV.com and our Twitter and Facebook pages at CitrusTV News. Have a good night, Syracuse.